features that the engine has currently got, what external library that it can link to, a big overview of the graphics pipeline, an overview of the materials and shaders pipeline that I'm using, the sound, input systems, and the UI system, and a quick talk about a couple of features of the asset pipeline. So the engine is a cross-platform. It's currently running on OS X, Windows and iOS. It's evolved from what we call the Dismal engine, which was used from Richard Games, the company I was in with Daniel Craig. So it's already released games on Avenger, Attack Force, Big Booty, and Rage Law. There's a game I was working on. Avenger was 3D, Attack Force, Big Booty, and Rage Law were all 2D games. And then adapted to get back in 3D for train events.
So was this also for the iOS?
They're all iOS games. So, well, it runs on Windows and OS X. Probably needed a little bit more work before it was at release quality, like full screen modes and compatibility things. So it's a tailored feature set. So I just wanted to point out, it's not a full featured engine like something like Unity. It specifically supports what I needed for those games, and then when I go to another game, some features kind of disappear and then new features come just to support that game. So this isn't like how to make a full featured engine. This is what you need to do for specific games, what we run on the iOS. So in Train Defense, I've got 3D dynamically created models because I have no artists. I have to come up with an art style that is very cheap to produce. So all the models in it are made from boxes and cylinders and cones that I can just place in an XML file. And you can just move them around and make your little vehicles out of that.
Dynamically
So they're actually created at runtime. There's no meshes or anything that I load in. At runtime, when you load up, it passes the file and says, okay, create a mesh out of these boxes and spheres, and then just takes them all to the video. It's all OpenGL ES 2.0 shader, and obviously very similar to just OpenGL, just OpenGL shader pipeline on OS X and Windows. So the 2.0 shader pipeline just means there's no fixed path, there's no fixed pipeline, no support. I've just ditched all that and go straight with the shaders only. That just simplifies everything. And I've got support for 2D sprites and primitives. I'll talk a little bit about that later. I've got a very basic UI system in there, which I'll also go over later. And supports sound effects and streaming music. And of course, it wouldn't be an iOS engine if it didn't support multi-touch and acceleration. Now the engine does have support for animation and 3D mesh loading, which we used in Avenger, but haven't used it for full games since then, so it's going to just be rotting in the background. I don't have any support for skin mesh on the iOS, so I won't go into that today. There's obviously on the Windows and things, you can make factory things. These days you've got them all and bake them all on the CPU or the frame, so it's a bit different. So libraries, OpenGL, graphics on all the platforms, so I don't touch DirectX. It just means it just runs out of the box on every platform and you can put on Linux as well. OpenAL for music and sound, and OpenAL really nicely cross-platform. Like when I got the Mac version up and running, it was just a black screen, but I knew it was running because the sound effects were running in the background. So the OpenAL just runs perfectly on the first try on that platform. We put in some multiple orbits for the PC and Windows version, so I actually have music. You don't need that on the iOS, which I'll go into when we do the sound stuff. I'm using the iOS game kit for achievements and leaderboards, which makes it just really simple to post your achievements and leaderboards to the game center. I use the GL kit. The GL kit's new for iOS 5.0, which is the latest operating system, and that does all your initialization for OpenGL. Sets up your render buffers. It provides you with an update and render callbacks. Prior to that, you have to do a lot of work to de-run timers so that your game link. Now GLKit does all that for you in a nice way that don't hit, say, you want to go for 60 frames per second and it drops down to 59, 58, it will just smoothly scale down for you. You don't have to work on any of that now. Prior to that, you actually input cues would get starved. You drop down in the target frame rate. You have to push do all these little bits of work to keep your input being processed, like your touch events and things. The frame rate was maxing out. So GeoKit does all that for you. I'll talk about it a little bit more later. Pretty much the entire engine and game is all C++. And there's a little bit of Objective-C for just to tie in like a little bit like 6 or 7 sprinkles of code for iOS just to handle input, the boot up sequence. Okay, back to pipeline, making gel like I mentioned. The GeoKit now initializes all your render buttons for you, gives you the appropriate size screen for your device, which you can query back so that your orthographic views and things can be the right scale. The GeoKit comes with the full maps and shader pipeline that you can use, which I don't use because I already had them in place before I switched to GeoKit. I actually switched to GeoKit because in 5.0 the default, when you go to the wizard and create a new project, so I want a new OpenGL project, it will actually set you up with GeoKit already running with the 3D object on the screen. So all the basic stuff is just done for you now, it's a lot easier. Part of that, all Avenger and so forth, we were just using Avenger were actually fixed pipelines, so as soon as we hit GeoKit, it was all shaded pipeline, we just switched it all over. So I switched to GeoKit. It already had maps, but they give you a nice optimized maps library for your Newtonians and matrices.
Is GeoKit just for iOS or would it work for...
It's just for iOS, so that's also why I don't use it cross-platform. If you do want to use it, even macOS doesn't have it yet. So it's purely tie you in completely in one platform. But if you're doing a new project from scratch and you just wanted to target iOS, this kicks you off beautifully. It gives you all your maps, libraries and things. And it provides you your update and draw callback, which normally you've got to hook up. Previously you had to hook up some special timers to Objective-C before your routine, and then you select the timer, callback, and update and draw, and what have you, put a disruptor. Do use that. Okay, so my render, similar to pretty much a Chrome, I'm using a layer approach. So we basically have layers, and each layer has a set of primitives on it to say what you're going to render for that layer. So sort of like a sorting mechanism more than anything. Each layer can specify a view. So I would generally say that one layer is a perspective layer. So all your 3D grips on that layer, and then you might have a UI layer, which is an orthographic layer. So you can specify the same view on, say, 3 or 4 3D layers, and then have an orthographic layer at the end of the orthographic. Each layer can have a render target, where it's actually going to output to, or have the capture target at the end. But we don't use capture targets in the iOS because they're really slow. But initially we prototyped it, we've got it all working. So that flexibility to it. Candidates are using this slow. The layers are just sort of containers for primitives, and the primitives are basically callbacks. So you can extend the draw system with any primitives you want. Like our dynamic model that I was talking about before is actually on the game side. It's just a new addition that was added to this game monitor. So it registers a dynamic model callback, and that can create primitives that goes onto that, onto whatever draw layer it wants. The layers are customizable per game. So when I initialize the system, I just say I want for this for train defense, I'd say I want a ground layer, and I want a shadow layer, I'm going to put common shadows, and then I'll depth layer, alpha for special effects and explosions and particle. Actually, the particles are solid in my game, so they can go into objects. And then the UI, and it's kind of handy to have UI overlay for fade outs, screen fade outs. Anything with dynamic triangles that renders, I use GeoDraw arrays. So you just put all the just build a big array of vertices, then pull GeoDraw arrays in it. And anything that's not going to change every single frame, you pack into a vertex buffer object and pull gel elements on it. This seems to be the most efficient way to do it. And you'll notice because the layers can sort by priority. Because for train defense, and I was saying it's a very specific engine, but train defense, I'll have most of the stuff on that layer almost have the same material. So it turns out it's fairly optimal because it will sorts by material, just given the fact that everything on those layers underground is really fast together. If you had a more conventional day with lots of different textures and things, you might want to look at sorting things on the layer like the actual material type, just the swaps. Let's worry about that. So materials and shaders, OpenGL, 2.0, DLSL, shaders. So in this particular version of the engine, I've actually got a more advanced version that's more flexible. In this version, I just have an enum of what the attributes are going to be for your shaders. So they're the position, color, texture. So anything that I will use in the entire game will just be in a list of attributes. And same with the uniforms. You can't expect you declare all the types of uniforms you're going to use across all your shaders in this enum. It's still declared on game side, it's not built in the engine, but it's not just, you can't just create a material file with a screen to say I want this new uniform, but it'll just have a newer version of the engine which is more generic that uses strings and all that, so the uniforms just expand as it finds them. But it just maybe because you're using enums, there's no searches for anything, so it's a little bit faster. When you create your shaders, I'm kind of assuming a little bit of knowledge of how shaders work here, but basically the shaders have, you set a bunch of uniforms in them and the shader code will use. So you can say something like the sun position is a uniform. So when you want to draw something that's going to use the sun position, you tell the shader what the position of it is. It's called a uniform. So you ought to have an enum that sets what the sun position says that there's one of the uniforms is going to be sun position. One nice thing with shaders, you have to do this pass where you map all your uniforms, but you can't just go through every single uniform and the shader will nicely just say, well, that uniform doesn't exist, so I'll ignore it. So you don't have to have a big mapping layer that says this shader uses these uniforms and this shader uses these uniforms. You can just do a big loop through all the uniforms and say, you map all of these and I'll just return negative one to say, no, that doesn't exist to the shader. So it just simplifies the pipeline a little bit. But watching on iOS, you get a warning each one is saying you didn't find that uniform, even though I don't really care. With that.
So is there not have any uniform buffer or something? Yeah.
No.
Sorry?
Not really 2.0 that I know of. All the shaders are going to set them in. Yeah, so my materials, I'm not using a hugely flexible material pipeline yet either. I've done another version of the engine now where the materials are separate files and you can add different types of attributes and things for this. Train defense engine just has a table of materials and each material just has a diffuse texture and a shader. Everything else, any other uniforms that you want to put into the shader for specific effects like the shadows and things, actually push in via code so that particular effect is sort of I don't know if the model has a shadow class page, but it knows what kind of uniforms the shadow need to push them in. The shaders are all cross-platform and come across anything other than, for some reason, they won't compile on the PC version when I use the low P and high P keywords. I'm not exactly sure why that is, so I'll have to find those out for PC at the moment. Everything else just runs, so there's no cross-platform issues. Because the iOS is just really built right beast and the new iPad 3 hasn't helped matters at all. I just try and keep the shaders as simple as possible. Like a lot of my shaders are almost just 3 ports, like the shadow shader. I'm using squashed shadows, which is just another pass of the model that you squash onto the ground because it's a black ground. And the shader for that is literally just a black pixel pass through. So some of the shaders are cut down to nothing. That's the nice thing about dropping the fixed pipeline and just going to shaders. You can cut your shaders down to one instruction when you need them. In fact, most of 90% of the OpenGL framework is just loaded stuff down to fixed pipeline. As soon as you go shader pipeline, all your OpenGL stuff becomes so simple. Okay, sound is all OpenGL. Like I said, I'm going to go through just the overviews of anything. I have source code here if anybody wants anything specific. So I don't remember anything. But, I think really go into, say, exactly how to make an OpenAL sound system, you can do a speaker just by itself. So,
How do you actually make the sounds?
as in make wave files.
Yeah. For a sound effects you want.
Well, you can go from free sound resources on the net. It's like Soundorg. The people at Soundorg, a couple people go through there and they have like the more expensive equipment and they'll sample. Other people just go out and record anything they want from animal sounds and then change the pitch. You go to Audacity, it's quite a good app for that. You can change the pitch and change the speed of it. It's pretty much get you listen to the movies and things as well. They'll just take like a baby crying and then put some bass on it and stretch it out and film the lion roaring and stuff like that. So, plus a lot of indie games will use that. There's a few resources now where you generate sound effects, but they're very, very retro style. They take the decay sustainability envelopes with reverberation and things.
Electronic sounding.
Yeah, very electronic sounding. Or anything other than that. There's also sound effects libraries. I think the professional sound effects person has a million sound effects libraries that you go through. They'll take one of those and then just go into Audacity and change the picture. So people save it as a wave file. Generally in iOS, you'll see most of the sample code, you save it as an MP4A and then load it in. But you can actually just load in your own wave files. Their ACP format is still just standard wave format, so if you write your own custom wave file loader, which is much go in your sound system is completely cross-platform playing sound effects. Music is still not cross-platform, but fortunately on the iOS you get this AV audio player object, which is an Objective-C object, but you literally init one of them with the path to your music file, which is basically a form of MP3, an FYA file, and then call play on the object and it'll play. And when you multitask in and out of like you get little callbacks when the iOS multitasks out to catch a phone call or something. And you usually just, you have to stop the music and then recode it again on the way back in, or it can just stop playing completely sometimes. But it's literally just a few lines of code. But that's completely iOS specific. The Mac OS doesn't even have it yet, but I think Mac OS is coming out with a lot more new libraries that make it a lot more cross-platform with iOS. So we expect to see it on the Mac at the moment. So on the Windows, I've just got a Orbis streaming in. We have the Orbis libraries, they're just free libraries, a couple of small files. So you can just load an OGG file, which is quite small, and then I've got a little thread that extracts the data from the OGG file, and every time it gets to a certain amount of memory, the main thread just sees that and pumps it into the sound buffer, so it's streaming sound from the OGG Orbis really simple. It takes a couple of nights to get OGG Orbis running for your music needs for the other platforms. Input touches, input module takes touches from the iOS or outputs. So for any game that you're doing that's just a single press around the place or buttons, you can kind of emulate quite well with mouse and keyboards. Because the mouse can function quite happily. For things like if you want to have a couple of buttons you have to press it once, then you can kind of map those to keyboard on the PC to kick off. And then on the iOS, my UI system handles multi-touch for that. But that makes it, apart from a small bit of code just to catch the touches and send it to your input module, everything else then is cross-platform. Because the iOS will give you a callback. Yeah. With iOS you get two classes to start with, basically. You get an app delegate and you get a view controller. The view controller is kind of the representation of the screen, and the app delegate is the representation of your application. So the app delegate and the view controller automatically take all those as a few callbacks to say a touch has happened, a touch is released, and the digital handles saying which touch it is. And on the iPad it handles about 10 touches, and on the iPhone you get about 5 touches. So they just go from a view controller. Because Objective-C just talks straight to C++ 5, so you can just call your input module straight from your controller and pass the touches, which just comes in the screen space. straight to the input module. And it's all cross-platform. The gameplay can just say, iterate through how many countries is currently available, or get messages on the internet, and standard stuff. The accelerometer also comes in, and that one comes in by default for your target. And it's just an XYZ floating point value, which you can do if you want. I send that through to my input module and turn it into a pitch and yaw, just to simplify it for games. So yaw is kind of how much you're tilting it, and pitch is how much you're bending it forward. And then I have a little bit of code in there so you can say at any given time just calibrate the pitch. So that'll take a snapshot of where the pitch is now, and then from then on your pitch is offset from that amount. So when you're playing the game, sometimes you start up a level and you just auto-calibrate to however the player's holding the control at that point. Assuming that's a nice comfortable position for them.
Yeah. Are you actually using that for train defense?
No, I haven't used that since Vendor. I've actually used it on attack forces and not to attack mode. Attack force was like just click hit on bad guys as they run across the screen. We have an extra mode where there's a little reticle that you move with the tilt, and then you press the button to fire through the reticle. That was kind of an interesting question. But yeah, I'm using it for train defense. I was playing a little bit with the camera, but playing in an island. But most of the top 10, you rarely see them. I think it was a big gimmick when it first came out. Everybody was using the accelerometer for stuff, but it's less and less that they use it these days. But I just got a new game the other day that used it. Okay, UI system, you need something, so I've got in just a simple frame hierarchy. So each frame you just declare, you can create an object, it's just a square on the screen. And you can create other objects that look like that are just squares on the screen. So when you touch, it just searches for the touch that you're closest to, like if they're overlapping. The thing you might want to watch out for in the UI systems is you kind of want to, got buttons near each other, you want to give them as much inaccuracy as possible. So they tend to overlap a little bit with squares. So you can, if your touch ends up in two squares, you tend to then say, okay, well, it could be either of those, so I'll find the one closest to the center. This allows all your UI to overlap a bit. You can give it bigger squares. I've created all the system of multi-touch friendly. So I mean, once you've touched, once a button becomes active, if a second touch happens at the same time in that touch, you can declare an input, you can declare a UI frame as multi-touch, and as soon as the second touch comes along, that'll actually get redirected into that square. The idea is to have gadgets where you press it and you need to rotate the gadget wherever. Never used it in any game, so it's just been sitting there. But, most of the time you really just end up having lots of separate buttons. But it's not easier for the main frame for pinches and things. So the way I've done the UI frames, it's just an object, you just create it, you can subclass it, create your own gadget, so you can create a volume slider and draw any bits and pieces that you want, and the UI system will just pass you the on-touch begins and events and things, and then a draw function, and an update function, so you can update the gadget anytime you want to. It just makes it very easy to extend them. I don't have any sort of UI layout stuff. I think that originally when we did it for Vendor, and it was just the one frame resolution, we bring in all our graphics from a PSD file, so you just set them as layers. So you can put your gadgets wherever you want it on the screen, and that comes in through the layer information as well. So we're using that a little bit to lay out things, but didn't end up being a particularly fantastic one. These days I just put them in and use a bit of acid refresh to move stuff around. So you can and I have a debug mode that you just, on the PC, press OK and put all the squares around all the touch areas so you can see what's happening around it. This will scroll the UI frame on the screen. So the ASIC pipeline. The generic model was mentioned at the start of the talk, because I had no artist, I needed to come up with something cheap that didn't look completely crap. So I've gone with primitives, like boxes, spheres, and cylinders, and then I do like a cartoon render, I push out the normals and render it again in black, and then third pass to do the shadows. So it's 3 passes for everything you see on the screen. They all come from an XML file that just lists the box of this coordinate, cylinder of this coordinate. But a slight refresh, so I'm just checking if the file changes and reloading if it changes. So you can sit there in a window, the game running, zoomed in and pause, and just watch the train, and then move the box up a little bit. It's only coordinates, so you tend to just sit there and stretch it out, and then you can put in like a rotation and do the file. So okay, rotate it 45 degrees, and then cut and paste that line 4 times, and then the circle of cylinder sticking out or something. So it's actually a reasonably fast way of getting up new enemies. You can cut and paste an old enemy, and then just change the colour of it with the thing up. It doesn't use textures for anything, so you don't have to worry about your big coordinates or anything. And the latest update, I put fragments into the system, so when you blow something up, all the little pieces fall to pieces. So because it's all made from little pieces, it's really easy to just modify the dynamic object to say, well, every time I add a box, I'll also add a box to this fragment system. So when I draw this enemy normally, it's just one degenerate triangle strip of everything, so just one split from draw elements in one video. So they're like a box is triangles with colours, and then I'll draw a second box, but those will just be a degenerate to join the two strip lists.
Do you use index files?
I don't for this, I use degenerate triangle strips. I heard at the start that they were a bit faster, but I haven't been able to do any tests that really showed any difference between the two on the iOS. So I've got the inside information as to which one it actually prefers, but it doesn't seem to give any huge speed up going one way or the other. So at the moment, and it is a bit painful because some types of shapes just don't fit into strips really well. Like
No, it's sphere.
And the spheres was a pain in the neck. I use an icosphere for sphere. So, but you get like lots of little wrappings. As long as you can get four triangles in each strip, you kind of match the performance alright. Get into any situations where your strips aren't at least quad. Lots of single degenerates, then you're in trouble. But most of the time you can get at least a quad out of it, which is nice to get a piece of the strip. But yeah, so all the parameters for one entire enemy that's not animated, one static piece, just get degenerated, they get concatenated with each other. But in the fragment list, they're not concatenated, they're just actually stored with offsets to each one. So when I load the thing up, I've still got one VBO for every single piece of fragment, but one matrix for each part of it. That's worked out pretty efficient. Like the whole game runs at 60, even on the new iOS, but get around the fill rate issues we're not using like ridiculously cheap shaders and not a lot of overdraw when it's that small on the screen, like too much. CPU-wise, the iOS doesn't really have many issues, especially if you come from a console program where you're finding these cut down processes that iOS processes are a real processor that can handle very much with the program. Okay, so all the previous games that we did, sprites were much bigger deal as we did 3 2D games. Train Defense doesn't really use sprites for much. I have like little particle things which are point sprites, but they have no textures as well. So we've still got a sprite pipeline in there, and what I do for there is I use a PSD file, and you just basically draw an image on the PSD file, give it a name, and the PC version will pass through the PSD file, rip out each layer, and then lay them all out onto a page, make the picture. Not just fit on one page, it'll wrap onto a few pages. So, and you can do like a few frames of animation for a sprite. You just give it this, I'm just using a naming convention on the layers. So, you just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames, and then they'll come in and animate. The name of the animation is also built into the PSD layer.
Did you write the code to load the PSD files, or is that a library?
Yeah, I wrote the code for it, but I can't try and do any of the fancy stuff, so you have to flatten your layers and masterize that and so forth. So it's not, you can't just jump in there and do this and do a dot shadow and everything and export it. You have to do an exported version where you flatten those layers. So I tend to have an asset version of the PSD and then a flattened version of the PSD. So I killed some of the advantage, but it's still quite handy to so I can just jump in there and cut and paste an existing thing and modify it and turn the files on the disk. And then you can get a layer can have a special naming convention just to say that whatever pixel on that layer is the hotspot for another sprite. So that's really useful for animations because a They'll all be different size frames, but the hotspot will be the same spot for all those frames. So that's how we did render and new games. It's just a nice method for us to knock stuff out of the back. So at the moment, the PC version does all the packing. But technically, just enable that code on the iOS, which is when we first started, we were kind of thinking that we're on the 3D phones, and we was thinking we don't really work on the phone at all. When our console knows that the PC does all the hard work and page slide files and the iOS, just check the profiles, check it all out on the Mac, and it's just sprite files with every single sprite and all the animation information all baked into it. Pretty sure the modern iOS library could really just that's what I looked at today. The modern iOS and got so much memory and so forth, could actually just like I think if I redid it now, I probably wouldn't bother as much. Just write an export script in Photoshop to just export those separate files. Because that script can play it for you. Format you want there. So it's good for us. Now I'm not on time. That's an ideal. That's what I was really going to overview through stuff. If anybody got any questions, I've got code and to see any specific stuff.
That's it, demo.
Has everybody seen Train Effects? I'll show you again of the acid. So one thing I find handy is on the PC version. I can put in iPad or iPhone and it'll create the window the appropriate size. Just that you try all the UI. UI I tend to have the orthographic, just a fixed size orthographic for one of the platforms. So say the might be 1068 coordinate systems, and then for the iPhone that will come in a little bit, but you can still, if you draw 1068, it will just pop it. So that way all UI will just kind of work as long as you keep inside the boundaries of any platform. Because they tend to just be double sized and so forth, you can still get your pixel perfect UI and be nice then. So we'll do it in iPhone format because it will fit on this screen. None of the other iPad formats are all too high res for one. I might actually shrink that down a bit. The contrast is quite nasty on this side, I'm not sure why. Animation systems. So the turret, even that little red there, is code just drawn, code created with the same draw port. So that's the code to make an engine, a train engine. You eventually, once you've used it a bit, it's kind of a bit like the Matrix, you start seeing shapes and things. You can just go into there and say, I can't remember what that one is, I'll just make it really big. And, oops. Oh, I think it was that big.
Not better.
So,
You and your wolf just scroll past the chip.
is it like that chicken that must be? Yeah, so we'll just change this sign, change a bit. The attached points where things are connected are in there as well. Where the turret is connected, it's just an attach point. We've got a little attach point for the front of the speed ramp. An attach point for the...
So that's actually not good for the code. The code that goes on looks for these things.
Yeah, the engine class will... You do a search for the engine 01 in the code, and then once you've got that instance of that model, you can just search for the turret. There's helpful functions to say, well, give me the actual position of this turret and actual face direction. If you actually don't, but some of the attach points, you can give them directions as well, which is useful for turret.
That GeoKit you call that, is that a open source, free open source, or is that
What?
the GeoKit?
That's all from Apple. That's all free stuff from Apple. That's kind of middleware. That's effectively just one of Apple's frameworks. So it's not on the Mac yet, but I think they're releasing on the Mac soon as well. Yeah, I'm hoping so. I haven't seen details on exactly when they're doing it, but I've seen them make moves to bring more and more systems across from the iOS. So eventually be nice and platform friendly. Nice platform. I've also got sprites. Everything that little square over there is actually 2D sprites that come from a PSD system.
Is it practical to do off-screen rendering of all of this?
Yep. It's if I bring in maybe a little bit in this one, just replacing turrets on seating. I'm just going to summon the carriage. Once I destroy this carriage, I can put a tower on it. So any really special systems like these people are all collapsed into one little array of preset sizes. So only the bits that I have to change per frame, I can just update the UV coordinates each frame. And all the particle systems are kind of organized. Priority on the targeting. We'll always shoot the lighter things first, otherwise as soon as you go near one of these heavy guys you can't kill anything. It means when I actually do want to kill one of these heavy guys, it's a little bit longer.
Can you do a little demo of just kind of the gameplay of it? Like, because I know I only saw it briefly.
The what?
Just a little demo of like the gameplay, how you play it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm playing it now. This is the strategic mode where you get to choose what turret that you want. And we've got the cash to spend on them. As I ferry people, that little guy there is going to try and steal my water. So he's starting stealing it now. I've got fast walk forward on, that's why the sound is even higher than normal.
What's your goal? Are you trying to protect something?
It's like a survival mode. You've got to last as many waves as you can. And it gets harder and harder. Because I've messed around for a couple of waves now, I'm kind of underpowered for what's being sent at me. It starts off a little slow, so I've got it on fast double speed at the moment.
So what's that, a crowd of people on the left?
Yeah, these people are your passengers. If you ferry them from this side over to the other side, then they give you cash. And then you can spend the cash on buying more equipment.
Oh,
So
okay.
you've got to keep doing that as much as you can.
So you're kind of like the safe passage.
And you can keep summoning more things that we want to get. I've seen it. Step 5. So when that little green light comes on, it means all the people are in there, ready to go. These grey enemies are a lot heavier turret, a lot heavier armour. Normally I would have a bigger gun.
And so you're not actually shooting. You just move. You just put down the track.
Make the paths. Need a bigger gun. This is my little mega weapon. Oh, I loaded up. So I can unload it. Eventually I'll have to go up double speed or I just won't be able to cope. It's a bit harder now that the flying quickly stuff coming in.
In the same way as the trains are? All those sprites?
The which?
People's sprites?
The little people are little billboards. So they're just a separate system. They're made to only be seen at a very far distance.
Awesome. Are they just animated sprites, are they?
Yeah, I just said they've got one page and it's just a row of little different people that I can chuck at it.
They're pretty effective when you zoom out, aren't they?
Once again, everything I do in this game is from the point of view of having no artist, so it's okay. I'll make a little pixel art. I can probably handle that technical level. You can also put static towers down.
Has the game been received? Will you be able to recover your reasonable time and effort costs?
Oh yeah, my time is worth about a cent an hour, and I'm definitely recovering. Coming close to making $1,000 after about 4 or 5 months now, about 3 months. So I got onto a few lists, I got onto what's hot, and I got onto what we're playing, and I got onto what's new and noteworthy. And probably made half my sales in that time, but I had a lot of problems. Like the first version came out, the background graphics weren't as nice, and I didn't have all the explosion bits. I just lost something there. Plus there's just a lot to learn. There's too much of it to learn, I think. Because even just working out how to move things, people are having trouble working out how to move the train, and then you've got to reverse into to pick up things. And like these, now I can, there's the render tag I was talking about.
Yeah.
So when I'm placing turrets down, I went into this mode, so because your finger's so inaccurate, and I said, okay, well you can now slide it down and target exactly where you want to put it. So that's just drawing, that's just a layer that I created earlier to a particular render target, and I draw a subset of the scene to it. It still runs at 60 on the iPad 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Actually, so it runs at 60 point on the iPad 2, which is at the moment the most powerful one. iPad 3 and 1 started having some full rate issues with that zoom mode. So it still holds 30. I mean, it still holds 60, but if a lot of other action is coming at the same time as you can use that placement mode, it'll drop down to 30. Or it'll drop below. Notice there's a 60 anyway.
Do these systems have a full sync?
You can, but by default the GL kit will do a tear, I think, because it. I haven't seen the tear, but it actually runs at say 58, 57. The frame rate slowly goes down. Yeah. So the frame rate slides down. It doesn't jump from 60 to 30, so it must be desyncing, but you don't notice a big tear or anything. I think making what on a normal screen. You can see it's dropped down on this particular. That's true.